Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name's Kristen, and today I'm retrying these claw nail dual forms from Novo Ovo. I wasn't totally happy with the first set, so we're doing a redo. And if you like the nails on my right hand, I did a video of these just for my patrons over on Patreon, so if you're able to, come join the community over there. So far, I really like this brand because they come out with such unique shapes for nail tips and dual forms, unlike any other company I've seen yet. So I honestly can't wait to try more of their products, but for now, let's just redo these claws. I haven't been able to stop thinking about that set since I made it, and a lot of you really liked that video as well. So thank you for the love and support on that, and hopefully you find this one even better because I do a better job. Funny enough, it took me like a week to choose the polygel color. I do not have a lot of polygel, it's not my favorite to work with, but I landed on this beautiful like candy pink color. It's honestly such a beautiful pink color. And yeah, it's from Tobe Glam. They don't exist anymore. If you have any polygel that you really like and would recommend, leave it in the comments for me, please. I'm trying to be very mindful about bringing the polygel all the way to the edges of the dual form. I find that that's the one area that like really bugs me about dual forms. Like if the edges aren't correct and crisp, then I'm not really happy with it. And I feel like that's one of the hardest things to get right with these. So, yeah, I'm really trying to make sure that they're like all the way to the edge. And like I learned last time, it takes a lot of polygel to fill these. So, I'm adding a little bit more. The apex is super high on them. And I'm only filling the upper half, like the nail bed area, and leaving the tip empty for now because I just find it a little bit easier to hold the dual form in place if there's no product at the tip. So I went ahead, placed it on the nail. I'll squish it down a little bit more in a second. And I'm going to flash cure it just around the base, like around the cuticle area, so that it holds in place and then I can like clean out underneath and stuff. And a decent amount of product has kind of squeezed out from underneath, but it's not cured yet. So I'm going to go in and move that around and use the excess to fill up the tip. But I am going to have to add a little bit more to fill up the tip completely. And I felt like this duo form was like moving around more than I wanted it to. So I'm going to try to clip it in place. I go back and forth trying to use these clips in this video. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Every nail was an adventure. I feel like every nail applied a little bit differently, but they definitely all turned out. So, and just to reiterate, I am trying very hard to make sure that there's enough product to reach the edges. If the edges aren't perfect, I'm not going to have that perfect curve and it's going to drive me absolutely crazy. So I really want to make sure that that curve is perfect. And yeah, I'm going to take the other end of my brush here in a moment, the spatula side, and I'll use the spatula to kind of like make sure that there's not a lot of product like overflowing either. This was a good way to do it. It really, having that little spatula on the end really helped get the excess product away. I'm going to fuss with this one a little bit more. I still felt like there was a little too much product there touching the finger. So yeah, I'm going to push that down a little bit more, clean it up again. And I just wanted to leave all of that in so you could see, how long it's taking me to do that in real time. And it's cured, so let's pop it off. This is the best part. Just use any tool you have at your disposal that you can kind of get up underneath the plastic. I find I have to pop it from both sides before it fully comes off, but it's the most satisfying moment. Like, look at this. Okay, I felt like it was a little thin around the sides, and I'm going to go in and add a little bit more polygel to that later. Actually, I don't think I show it in the video, so just just know that I did that step. But other than that, I think that that one turned out perfect. And I'm moving right along to the next finger. I added so much polygel into this one. Like it looks like so much, but it's really like not that much. Like I pretty much end up using this whole amount. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and pat this down. If you're wondering, I am using a polygel brush. It's from Macart, and the other end has that spatula, and I'm using 70% isopropyl alcohol as a slip solution so yeah, if you keep your brush wet with the alcohol, then it doesn't stick to the polygel. You really need that. I have this dual form stuck to a piece of sticky tack on a nail stand. I was trying a few different ways to hold these because I don't really like holding it with my hand, but I'm going to kind of go back and forth between holding it like this and then just holding it with my fingers. Okay, now I'm going to place it on my ring finger. I'm getting a little bit of spillage out of the sides, and I'm going to press it down. I have a lot of excess product, not a lot, but like a decent amount of excess product sneaking out of this one. Look at that. There is a lot in there, so I'm gonna do a little bit of cleanup even before I flash cure it. You definitely can't tell, but I am panicking a little behind the scenes because I just don't like it when things get this messy, and I find polygel so messy, like truly. Let me just clean off the spatula here for a second, and yeah, try to get this one cleaned up even better. At least this one is holding onto the nail really well. So once I'm cleaned up, I'm going to carefully hold it, press it down a little bit more. And yeah, that one looks good. Let's cure it. And after I cured it, I noticed that there was like a hole. Yeah, it didn't like totally touch the nail in all the places. So I needed to like push some polygel back into it. I'd probably recommend avoiding doing that if you like can, but it was like a pretty easy fix, and because it was cured at this point, like it wasn't as messy and I wasn't as worried about things moving around and stuff. So after I do that, I'm going to cure again just from the underside. And my reward for all that messiness is getting to finally pop this off. I absolutely love this part. And with these dual forms, you get like such a beautiful structured shape from the top. Yeah, it's really nice. Definitely feeling better about my application this time around. All right, I'm trucking right along to the middle finger. This one does turn, it's a little messy. This one's starting out a little messy again. I think I put too much polygel in. I'm overcompensating at this point. And so yeah, I'll clean up around the cuticle. And yeah, look how much spilled out underneath. So let me try that damn clip again, see if it works. It worked pretty well on the pinky. I feel like I don't remember it working very well for this one, but we'll see. We'll see here shortly. And then yeah, just moving the polygel up to fill in the dual form. Yeah, this one's sliding all over the place. Oh, I'm gonna take it right off. I'm just gonna hold it with my hand, and I'm gonna actually just fill up. I'm just gonna fill this one before I apply it. Generally, I try to avoid this, but it worked out pretty okay. I was able to not get the product on my fingers or to like mess up the product around the tip. So, yeah, let's place that on again. It's going better, less messy. Let's get the lamp ready and then just kind of holding it right by the sharp point of the tip and I don't care about cleaning up at this point. I just want to flash cure it on. But it's all good and we're ready to pop it off. So, woohoo, 3 successful claw nails. And then I'm just going to do the pop off for this one. Maybe that one went smoothly, so I felt like you didn't need to see the whole application process. Hopefully you get the gist of it. Hopefully, my trial and error helps you get a good application with your dual forms as well. Don't worry about all this excess on the sides. We're going to file that off once all the nails are on. And then we're moving on to the big old thumb. I got a big thumb. Actually, honestly, I don't feel like I have a big thumb, but nail sizes be making me feel like I got a big thumb. But I mentioned this in the last video. I love Novo Ovo, especially because they have very inclusive sizing. My thumb, this thumb right here, it's a size 3. I'm never a size 3. I'm always like a 0 or it just doesn't fit. So I love that. I saw that they just came out with like some tips made specifically for men too. And I think that that is brilliant. I love that so much. If there's any particular product from this brand that you want me to try next, please let me know in the comments. Now for the thumb, I'm back to holding the dual form with a piece of sticky tack, and I guess I've decided to fill up the whole thing before I apply it. I used to really not like doing it like this, but it's been working okay for the set so far, so maybe I'm changing my ways a little bit. But yeah, once that looks good to me, I'm going to go ahead and place it on my thumb. And so far, so good. The application for this one appears to be going really nicely. I'm just being careful not to let my glove touch the underneath side because the polygel will stick to your glove like crazy. I think a downside for me with doing it this way with the dual forms is I feel like I don't know how to like build it so that I can like encapsulate stuff inside the nail shape. Like a couple months back when I made claw nails, like building them from the bottom up, I was able to like put all these effects in and encapsulate them. But with these, it's like I just can't wrap my head around encapsulating anything inside this, especially because everything moves around, like slides around so much. So yeah, it took me a long time to decide to just do this plain pink color because I was trying to come up with something more exciting than this, but I just felt like I had to go plain or else it probably just wasn't going to work out. So I also had some concerns that maybe the polygel wouldn't cure all the way through because the apex is so thick in the center, but there was no issue with the polygel curing. It did cure all the way through. And yeah, let's move into filing. And the filing for these is minimal. That's really nice. That's a really nice benefit of the dual forms. Oh, and I made them less sharp. Last time, they were so pointy. They were like little needles, little stabbers. And I know that that's the name of my channel, but I will poke my eye out if they're way too sharp. So I did kind of round out the tips just a little bit. I clipped them like a cat nail, just enough to make them not scratch me, you know? Okay, we're moving on to the next step, which I'm pretty excited to show you. I thought that these would look really cool with a chrome effect. I have this amazing chrome. I have several amazing chromes from Sooo Lovely, and they have a whole system. This chrome effect gel is from them as well. So I'm going to do a layer of the chrome effect gel. I'm going to try to be really careful to make sure that it's like even because if there's any like bumps or like holes or places that I missed with the top coat, then the chrome is going to pick up on that. I had that happen a little bit on the side on the pinky, so I'm going to be mindful of that going forward. The name of the chrome I'm using is called Aqua Genie Fairy Chrome. And honestly, I think that's a good name for it. It's like a very magical chrome color that does have this aqua, sometimes yellow to pink, and sometimes green. Like, it is seriously magical, and I found that the chrome really brought out the shape, like this kind of like triangular structured shape of the claw. Yeah, I felt like the chrome emphasized the structure of the nail, which was really a nice little benefit. Look how gorgeous. Let me know if you were making these nails, would you keep that pretty pink color or would you do the chrome like I did? Which do you like better? After I apply the chrome effect gel, I cure them in my full UV lamp for about 45 to 50 seconds, and then I apply the chrome like as soon as they come out of the lamp. There's a reason why I'm doing them one nail at a time and not just doing all 5 nails at once. I personally find that the chrome effect doesn't work as well the longer your nails have been out of the lamp. So, yeah, I do one nail, cure it for 45 to 50 seconds, add the chrome immediately as soon as it comes out of the lamp, and then I move on to the next nail. So once all the chrome is applied and I've lightly dusted off the excess with a soft brush, I'm going in with this diamond top coat. Again, it's from Sooo Lovely. And what I do to prevent like bottle contamination is I pour the top coat out on my palette. And once I'm done applying the top coat to all the chromed nails, I'm going to actually clean that brush before I put it back in the bottle. Another kind of random downside for me and nails like this, even though I do really like them, I get kind of like unsure of how to decorate them. Like, I don't know if like nail stickers would look good or glitter, or like I love charms, but like I feel like charms just don't really suit that well. I ended up using these chrome hearts and putting one on each nail. I still kind of am not sure if that was the right thing to do, but I needed something, honestly. And yeah, so maybe if you're more of like a plain nail person, then these claw nails might work better for you. I'm more of a chaotic, extra decorated nail person, so even though I like them, they're probably not like an everyday style for me. And with that, I'm creeping in with the finished set. I love how these look from the top view, especially. The stiletto shape is so perfect, and the curve underneath turned out way better, significantly better than the first time I tried it. Me being mindful of making sure the polygel went all the way to the edges of the dual form really worked out, which meant I happily wore these nails for a whole week. I'm not wearing them right now as I'm doing the voiceover, but yeah, I had a great time wearing them. They were super comfortable. I didn't have any lifting, and when I was filing them off, Yeah, all the polygel was cured all the way through, and it does take a long time to file these off. Like, yeah, be warned. They're thick, so it takes a bit of time to file through all that polygel, but it's worth it, especially if you really like this shape. And if you've made it to the end of this video, you are my very best friend. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. And I hope to see all of you in the next one. Bye.